So Scott, take it away, and then Chris.
I had another call with Jeannie, and I'm like super focused on scaling my practice right now, and she's really got me. She's in my head about developing more businesses, and I'm gonna do it. I just need to get one leg left. I'm not quite sure which way I'm going, whether it'll be real estate or actual coaching. So we'll see.
Thank you, Scott. Now, you said you also had some surprise reaction on
Yes,
LinkedIn you wanted to
yes.
share.
Um, I put out a post on social media that look, there's way too many investors and way too many advisors who have never seen a bear market. So we put together a bear market survival kit, and within 30 minutes of that post, I got requests. So who knows how it'll, pan out, but because social media is more for branding. It's not necessarily going to generate the leads right away, but I was kind of surprised, but happy.
Wonderful. That's great to hear. Great. Hey, if you don't put it out there, you don't know what the return's going to be. So good job putting that out, Scott. I did see that post, and yeah, it's kind of scary when if your advisor has never been through something they're advising on. So, Chris,
And you
your
don't know
touch
how
is
much risk you're still taking.
Oh, absolutely. Chris.
Hey everybody, Chris Cooper on the bus, small business owner coaching. And Scott, it sounds like you and I are probably need to have a talk if you want to go in multiple directions and have the success that Jeannie has. But I look forward to that. Hopefully we'll do that. I didn't have any one-to-ones. Well, I'm always in touch with Jeannie and David on a regular basis. They're members of ours, and so we're joined at the hip kind of thing. But I did have a touch with Scott. We're trying to get him to present at our Thursday event. Maybe we'll do it next week or at some point soon. And Muhammad and I had a follow-up talk, and I think that's it. But it's nice to be in touch with all of you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chris. Anybody have words of wisdom, some pearls we can send to the audience? If not, we will move
I got
on.
one.
All right, great.
There's lots of talk of this recession looming and all of that, and whether it does or doesn't, is out of our control. But I can tell you it's groups like this, it's groups like On the Bus, where people get together, and it's more important then than ever, right? So a big growth spurt for us was in 2008. It was under a different brand, but we saw it that successful owners wanted to be with other successful owners. So stick tight to your groups. There's a power there. In my next book, we talk about the 12 steps of entrepreneurship. And the second step is believing that there's a power in these groups that we get to tap into, even if it's to let us know that everything's going to be okay, or we've been through this before, hang on, and that kind of stuff. So hold on tight to your groups. That's all I'm saying. Thanks.
Absolutely. On that, and thanks for the good segue here, is I'm going through this huge paradigm shift, and I just decided I did send the email to the franchisor. I've left Schooley Mitchell. I'm completely going 100% into supporting men to overcome their adversity. I see a huge difference in the way men and women handle adversity, and to women's credit, you handle it much better than we do. And there's really no support group guidance for men going through this. What I've seen in telling my story, men are coming out and thanking me for telling my story. And what they're telling me is that when men go through some kind of tragedy, they let their entire world fall apart. And you know what? I did too when I went through my 4 major things all at the same time. And usually we shun the support groups we have, whether it's your church, whether it's your close friends, whatever you had working for you, we walk away from it for some reason. And more often than not, we turn to the friends who like to go out to the bars and we'll drink our sorrows away. And we kind of address the symptoms that are causing our issues and never get to the root cause. For you women, I commend you. You're able to get to that root cause and have people you can go to who can empathize and get to some tools that you can do to overcome all of this. So with all that being said, I've noticed that there's a major need in the community for men. So I have formed a Men Supporting Men collaboration tribe. I'm curating a community. It'll be a membership group, but for the beginning, I have 7 men across the country who I've been networking with in the last 3 years, who are already in the business of self-help coaching and teaching for men. And I'm bringing them all. They've all agreed to come in to help me be the founding members of this, to build it up, so we could put this out to the universe. And so when a man is going through some major tragedy, I want them to say, hey, you know, there's a group out there that opens up for emotional vulnerability for men and helps us, provides us with the tools and the learning experience to enhance our communication. Therefore, we can enhance our relationships. And my goal, to be honest with you guys, is just to enhance the relationship between men and women. And I'd love to see the divorce rate go down, because I'm a product of, I'm divorced. And a big crux of it is communication and relationship building. And so that's my mission. So there's inspiration out there. I'll be asking for your guys' support in any way, shape, or form to get this going. It's very important. And if we can help men, we can help women who are with those men. So that's my little bit for this section. Anybody else have anything?
And I'd like to chime in a little bit. Yeah, I would love to chime in a little bit on this particular subject, because here's something that a lot of people do, men, women, it doesn't really matter, but solopreneurs or entrepreneurs in particular, they work out of fear. And sometimes that messes them up, right? It just totally takes you out of your realm and out of what we call your sync. So don't allow fear to dictate what you're going to do. Work in spite of it and work through it.
Yep. And then the key is to be able to have those tools readily available when you're not going through something tragic. So when the tragedy does occur, you have those tools readily available rather than falling back on bad habits. Scott.
When I had that business collapse 30 years ago on the venture capital side, I was totally devastated. And I had 3 little kids. I just bought my in-laws a house. I was, paying half to them, and I had to rebuild the business. And the pressure was so overwhelming that, I was pretty much burning out every 6 to 8 weeks. And that went on for a long time until I finally realized, okay, I got to take a big step back and I got to clean up my mess. Because it got to a point where I just wanted to curl into a ball and hide in the cave, because it's just like everyone was shooting at me.
Yep, I was there 7 years ago, Scotty. Scott, 7, 8, 9 years.
And I think
7, 6, 5 years ago. Geez.
Yeah, I think the problem with us men is we do let our egos, no matter what extent our ego is.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
even the most steadiest, because it's that, like, how did I fail my family, and
Yep.
So now.
So you know what? I admittedly, I didn't mean to veer off like this. This was supposed to be just that quick, thing. But this is going to be important, and I'm thinking that since we do Lunch and Learns monthly, I'm going to think that a very good topic with panelists, we're going to have something about overcoming adversity, the different thinking between men and women, because we know we think differently, and how we can work together. We need to have this conversation together, men and women, rather than the separate groups, because I'm going to be inviting professional women who are in the field of helping men also be in this support group for men when I get it up and running, because we need both voices working together. So all right, so that's our portion of this. I thank everybody for coming on to Relax Teams Northern New Jersey, and I want you to have a safe and healthy and happy week.
Drew, the presentation that didn't happen yet.
Wow. Okay, that's good. Because I didn't see the slide. Who's presenting today? Is that Jeannie? All right, good. See, I'm so glad we can edit and splice, so it won't have the mistake pieces for the live stream. Will have the mistake pieces, but that's okay. That shows I'm human. So, Jeannie, take it away, my friend. You have 10 minutes, and I'll alert you when you have 2 minutes left.
All right. Well, I'm excited. My name is Jeannie Asante, and the name of my company Babs.N. What is Babs? I see. It is the Big Apple benefit that if you're not in the New York City area,
Your
that I
audio, Jeannie.
cannot.
Your audio is very poor. It's
Is it
choppy.
Yeah. Is it really?
Jeannie,
Oh, okay. Let me see.
pull over.
Take the picture.
Yeah, take the picture off. That might help. All right,
Is it
let's
better?
try
Is
this
it better
again.
now?
Yes, let's give
Is
it a
it better
shot.
now? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Perfect.
Start over.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jeannie Asante, and I'm excited
No,
because
Jeannie,
I
it's still,
am
it's
the
still
company
happening.
called.
Jeannie, stop. You gotta
Jeannie,
pull
it's still
over.
happening.
Oh,
Yeah, we can't,
boy.
yeah, the car thing, we can't, that's not gonna work.
Yeah. Are
Yeah,
you there?
yeah,
Yeah.
we're here.
We
It's,
hear you better now.
Yeah, I'm in an area right now. Just in a couple of minutes, I'll be out of the area and I'll be good. Hopefully, and I'm so sorry about this, guys.
no,
but I
it's
had,
okay. You know, yeah. Can you, hey, Sean, can we pivot and, yeah, Sean, can we pivot and do something like till Jeannie's in a good spot and then go back? I know the splicing and editing will be a pain, but can we do something like that?
We can go with the net weaving first, the group discussion.
All right, so we'll do what, the 45-second thing?
No, the
Oh, like the what net weaving thing. We'll do the speaker at the end. Okay, cool.
yes.
All right. Did we, yeah, so we'll get the slide deck back up and then you'll let me know so we know where we are. This is fun, live streaming. Everybody's gonna be watching, like, these guys are great. They know what they're doing. All right, so this is another Jeannie question. She threw 3 at me a couple weeks ago and I love them all. Jeannie, you're gonna have to get more for us. Breakout, we're not gonna go into breakouts. We're just gonna do it here. But I want each of you to think, how does your business, think about this, pretty deep. How does your business support a business's employees and families? So when you help a client, you're not just helping that client and their business, you are also helping their employees and their families. Think deep and tell me how you believe your business supports your clients' employees and your clients' families. So think about it. Would anybody want to take a shot at going first? Scott, I know you can just drum roll this thing, man, and go on a guitar solo with this. So Scott, you can start.
The reality is when I'm dealing with clients who own their own businesses, that business at some point really becomes the biggest chunk of their retirement plan, in the sense that, you know, they're hoping to get a good sale price and, you know, have the big liquidity event. What we do is provide them with the backstop by building them, you know, an all-weather plan and, you know, helping them manage risk, showing them that they must automatically save cash on the side and, you know, build guaranteed incomes, because nobody has a pension today, you know, unless Aaron sells them a whole bunch of apartment buildings and multifamily houses where they're going to have income left and right. Okay. And even then they've got the stress of managing the properties. So when we can put together a plan that meets those objectives, it takes a lot of stress off the business owner, because number one, the cash plan that we build for them, it becomes a bank. And I've had many clients, you know, say, yeah, we bought a new machine. Oh, did you have, no, I took it from the cash that, you know, you put me on the plan 10 years ago. The fact that they know over here, they've got, you know, their own money separate from the business that's going to be a pretty sufficient backstop, takes the pressure off of them. Like, oh my God, I'm 63. If I don't sell the business now, I'm, you know. So in that way, we not only help the business owner, but the employees are probably going to have more stability, because the owner isn't going to be freaked out and stressed out and making decisions based on their fear, you know. And especially, look, now, you know, who knows? I don't have a really, you know, bright outlook for what's ahead of us. I think we're going to go into a recession, and that means people are going to get laid off. Well, if these business owners have a solid plan externally from their business, they can probably weather these storms a lot better and keep the most of their employees on the books.
Absolutely. Thank you, Scott. Who'd like to go next? I don't want to call on people.
I
I can
think that
go
my
next.
business helps families, by finding them proper housing, no matter what that would be. I do my best to transition renters into first-time home buyers. I think it builds wealth, and it's not, they're investing in themselves in that capacity, and it builds a whole different life for themselves and their families.
That's wonderful, Aaron. Mohammed.
Yeah, so I help people actually to maintain, or first of all, mitigate the exposures, and then from there transfer the risk to the insurance companies, so they don't have to dig into their investment money or retirement money. So they will keep as much wealth as they can to build the legacy that they're looking for. So in a way, I can see that you help the business and you help the person, and from there you help the business.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mohammed. Chris, what do you think? I know you do a lot for everybody for your clients.
If the business is healthy, the company's healthy, the families are healthy, I don't have a lot on the topic. Other than that work-life balance is hugely important for owners.
There you go. That's a huge topic. Thank you so much, Chris. So David, what do you think?
Well, the way we help employees and their families, perhaps more in an indirect way, we help a business owner to keep their systems up and running, working, making sure they have the proper security and protection so that everybody can get their work done, the business can be work with any issues and be profitable. If the business is doing well, then the employees will do well. And also, part of it is by enabling new technologies that enable remote work that allows employees to work from home and spend more time with their families. So we can help in multiple ways.
Absolutely. Hey, Jeannie, you want some input on this if your audio is okay?
Okay, so now I'm stationary, has my audio.
Very good.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. So I do want some input on this because I want to tell you that one of the things that really propelled me to do any kind of new business or anything that is going to make a difference in my life, or a new entrepreneur ability or prospect, is when it is something that helps not just families and employees, but the employer as well. And
Right.
like this healthcare that I'm doing, and I know I just called it this healthcare, it's really interesting to me that it's something that doesn't just help one person, it helps everyone. It's just a matter of putting your hand out and accepting the help. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more in a few minutes. But everything that I do has something to do with helping not just the employee, but the employer as well, and their families.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jeannie. Hey, Scott, you go, and then I'll put in my 2 cents.
What I wanted to say when David was talking is, the other day we had to cut the power because we were having something installed, and I didn't cut the power. So my computer was still on. And when I turned my computer back on for like 6 or 7 minutes, I had no internet. And I'm like, I'm like, because I'm like, oh my God, what do I, and I think you bring a peace of mind, David, that, listen, we're so dependent on technology that, it's as important as like what Erin does with giving people a good place to live. So thank God for people like you.
Absolutely. So my piece would be with what I'm moving into now, in my research and also just my own personal life. When parts of my life, I see life, there's 8 parts of life, which I'm going to get into when I do my presentation someday here. But men in general, and me specifically, when one part of our life goes extremely bad, we men, I tend to allow the other 7 pieces to go down with it. I don't know if it's a genetic thing, if it's learned or in society, but what I found is we would let each one go down, and business obviously is one of those pieces. So if my goal, if I can help a man get through whatever is causing this angst and him to dig deeper into this rabbit hole and give up on other aspects of their life that are going well, because often that does happen. We just allow the other stuff to go bad, because if I can help with that, because obviously family is one of the 8 pieces of life, then obviously I'm helping the family and the employees within that family, because if a man allows everything to fall apart, if one aspect is falling apart, it's going to hit everybody. So my goal is to catch these men early on in their journey, and help them sense something's coming so they can put a little halt to it, rather than be in the thick of it and realize, oh my God, I got nowhere to turn. So in that respect, it's all encompassing what I want to do with the people I'm going to be doing it with. So thank you all for your contribution in this segment. I think it's we're all on to something here, and I'm sure collectively, think of if a business is struggling, if this business had the phone numbers of each one of you and the ability to tap into your strength and your knowledge and expertise, how their traumatic experience will be a little easier. And that's hopefully what I want to build. We want to build with this group, that if there's a business owner out there that is either just starting up or wants to ramp up or is struggling and they need a business coach, they got Chris and they know how to get to him, and they need some IT infrastructure. And oh my gosh, same group, David, and health sharing for my employees. Oh shoot, Jeannie's in that same group. And I maybe have to upscale my bricks and mortars or downscale. Oh shoot, Erin's in that place too. I know she does residential, but she may know somebody to help me. And then you got Muhammad. So, and Scott with the financial piece. My God, this can be a well-oiled machine here of good human beings. They can go help one business transcend every 8 aspects of that business owner's life. So I want to leave this live streaming thing with that thought that all of us together can so help somebody out there in all aspects of their life. So thank you for your contribution in this segment, everybody. I love you. All right, Sean, take it away. Live streaming over. So thank you so much, Relax teams.
Aren't you gonna live stream for Jeannie?
Oh my gosh, yes. So Jeannie, you are stable, secure, ready to go?
Oh, you're gonna
I'm
turn the live
stable,
stream
secure,
on.
and ready to go.
All right, we're back to live streaming, and you got 10 minutes. Recordings on, and so Jeannie, you got 10 minutes. I'll alert you when there's 2 minutes to go. I'll just say, Jeannie, 2 minutes. All right.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for just being here and being who you are. My name is Jeannie Asante. The name of my company is Babs.nyc. And what does that mean? That means that I have a company with Big Apple benefits and savings right here in the New York City area. But that does not mean that I could only help you if you're in the New York City area. I can help you wherever you are. And I want to just start with this, and this is going to be a big surprise for Chris as well. Last night, about 5 o'clock last night, which is why I'm on the road right now, I received a phone call about one of my other businesses, and it's a solar business. And it turns out to be a 5,000 panel job that they needed someone today to sit in on a meeting at 10:30, which is why I said, let me be on the road. So I'm sitting in front of the place. I could just jump in after I'm done. So I'm excited. I'm really thrilled. But today I want to talk about healthcare sharing. And what is healthcare sharing? Well, it's an alternative to the healthcare that we just traditionally think about. And what's the healthcare that we traditionally think about? Well, we think about all these companies that are just offering us healthcare for exchange of money, right? And what they're doing is that they are offering you healthcare. They're charging you money every single month. But how many people, and it's just a quick question, how many people here really use as much money towards their healthcare than what they're paying their healthcare insurance? Let's just think about that for a second. I'll just give you myself for an example. So every month, my healthcare company wanted to have from me almost $1,200 a month just to cover me on my health care. And I thought about it and I said to myself, that's a lot of money every single month, right? But you need healthcare because God forbid something happens, you need something to take care of you. Even if nothing happens, you still need to go to the doctor every single year for a physical checkup, blood work, all kinds of things that you need to get just to make sure that you're healthy. So here I did, what I did was I sat down and I said to myself, this is how much I'm spending on my healthcare. This is how much the doctor's getting paid. If he got paid for what he asked for with no negotiation, which we know insurance companies negotiate, right? Which is probably a good thing. So what happened is I thought about it, I put the numbers together, and I realized that I was paying 3 times more to an insurance company and only using a third of what I was actually paying. Now, it may not be a good idea. It may not be such a bad idea if I wanted to support someone else, but I thought that that money would do so much better in my pocket. How many people here would agree with that? So what I did was I stopped my healthcare insurance and I took a chance on myself that I was a very healthy person, that the worst thing I do is I go for my, my yearly exams and I take whatever test, blood work and whatnot that the doctor tells me to take just to make sure all my levels are in great order. And I did that for about 2 years. But, as the older I get, the more I realize that, I'm taking a bigger risk, right? Now, I took that extra money, I parlayed it, and I used it in investments, and I made a lot of money on it. But if something should go wrong, all that money would be gone. So I started looking for something because I realized that really quickly, something could go wrong, and then I'm in trouble. And there goes all my savings and the savings that I saved, right? So I looked into this healthcare sharing. And what I say it this way is I say it this way because it was a new concept, but it's been for me, but it's been around for so many years. The key is it was only in religious institutions that they had their people that would, go into their churches and all their constituents offering them healthcare. Who knew, right? And because it was a healthcare, not in insurance, but healthcare sharing, they were able to lower payments an astronomical amount of money. For instance, I was paying almost $1,200 a month. I am now down to $377 a month. Same coverage, lower deductible, and no networking doctor. That got me really excited because I didn't have to tell, my insurance company didn't tell me what doctor to go to. I told my insurance company what doctor I'm going to. My insurance company didn't tell me that I can't have a procedure done. This insurance company says to me, okay, let's talk about how much it's going to be and what we're going to pay. They didn't say to me that I had to make sure that the doctor was willing to take my insurance because he's going to take it because he's going to get paid. There's no networking. That gives me a lot of comfortability. It gives me a free mind not to have to worry that if something should happen, that I have to think about what doctor to go to, who can I go to, how can I get better, what is it going to take for me to get better. I just have to think about going to wherever I think is the best place to go, and this insurance company is going to pay. And it didn't cost me an astronomical money every single month. Now that is huge. But let me tell you what really got me excited about this particular company. There's a couple of things. One, every time you pay your bill, is you will feed a child right here in the United States. How many people can get excited about that? Right? 2, at the end of the year, let me put it this way. At the end of the year, does your insurance company send you a check and tell you they had too much money? Do they ever say to you, oh, I think you overpaid, let's give you back some money? Well, healthcare sharing does that. Now, I don't really care if they send me back $1. That's $1 more than I ever got from my insurance company. Those are the things that really excited me. Being a religious-based organization is something that's a personal thing. You don't have to belong to that religion. You just have to say that you believe. I know I believe. I just don't necessarily have to belong. I know most people believe, but they don't necessarily have to belong. So it's really just not that big of a deal that it's a religious institution that's offering this. But I will say this. I think it's a great big deal that we have options that no one told us about until you start looking. And nobody wants to know about it. Nobody wants to tell anyone about it because it's just not money making. It's a 501c3. It doesn't make any money as far as like they have like the Blue Cross Blue Shield CEO. Do you know that he makes 18 million a year? $18 million a year. Now I don't care. I don't begrudge him making that kind of money, but I don't want to pay it. I don't want to be part of that 18 million paying to him. So I think it's important that we understand that we have options out there. I think it's important that we know that we can choose something else for ourselves. Isn't that what the United States is all about? To be able to have choices, the freedom, the ability to be able to choose what's best for you and your family. The last thing I'm going to leave this with is that this is the most important thing that I think that we can hit, not just, talk to people in the masses, because this is a great business tool for business people. Do you know how many entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, or any kind of preneur has people that they are, that are working for them and they can't offer them any benefits because it's astronomical? Here's a way for them to be able to do that. Statistically, there's a new statistic that just came out that most people, thank you, most people would rather get some sort of benefit from their employer than get a raise. Now that's something. That's something to really put into your thoughts process and to go forward with. So guys, with all that, I would like to open it up if anyone has any questions.
I definitely have. When I learned about Impact Health, I was very excited. Living in New Jersey at that time, New Jersey wouldn't allow Impact Health into New Jersey. Do you know if that has changed or if there's an update on what states weren't allowing it that are now?
There are only 2 states that no longer allow it. Still don't allow it, I should say. And that's New Jersey is one of them, unfortunately. However, I will say this to you. This company is fighting it tooth and nail, and they are going to win. It's just a matter of time. So hang in there. New Jersey will be in.
What's the other state that doesn't? In case I'm going to promote this for you.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not. It's not really a state. I'm sorry. My I should really not say 2. It's one in the United States, but it's also Canada.
Oh, so there's only one in
No.
the United States? Wow, it's only New Jersey.
Only one in the United States is New Jersey. I don't know
Wonderful.
what the political background is on that, but I will say, that there's something going on over there that they don't want to allow healthcare sharing. But whatever it is, I have extreme confidence
lobbyist-
that this
the
particular
lob-
company.
Yeah, but why
lobbyists
just
are
one?
making it
Why
money.
just one state in the country has lobbyists that strong? That's scary.
That's
Okay.
crazy, right? That's a little
Yeah.
crazy. But that's why we're very confident we're going to be able to break through that. It's just a matter of
sure.
having enough power behind you to do it.
Jeannie, I'd like to.
Yes, Chris.
So I'm going to give Jeannie a testimonial because I'm not in New Jersey. I'm not in that corrupt state. I'm probably in another corrupt state. We are allowed to have it, and I do have it, and I pay $277 a month, and I recently went and had a physical, and I'm going to get blood work, and there's no question, no problem, no issues. It was a little longer at the check-in process at the doctors, but that's more my doctor's issue. Their front office is horrendous. They've got like 8 people falling over themselves. But nobody's called to say that, payment hasn't been received or anything like that. I have the peace of mind. And it's an interesting concept. I compare it to Legal Shield. So the way Legal Shield works is like everybody pools their money in together. And if somebody needs a lawyer, there's a retainer that's being paid to a big firm and you get to go there. Well, here everybody pulls their money together and most people don't use their insurance to their full capacity, right? But if somebody needs it, it's there. There's still a deductible. There's still all the same kind of stuff, but it's just not as much. And you get to pick your doctors. They're not picking for you. And that's kind of nice. And if they want to gouge me on blood tests, I just call up Jeannie and like, hey, this is what they're charging me. And she's like, oh, no, they're not. And they'll go after them, And so So far, so good. I'm not saying, I haven't had anything major happen, and I'm not planning on having anything major happen. But then again, who does? But anyway, I'm all in for now.
Jeannie, I'd like to set up another call with you to learn more about this, because I have a group of, fractional CFOs where this could be important. I have a guy who does, PEOs. So it might be a good way to, spread your network. So I'll reach out to you later today.
Thank you, Scott.
Jeannie also forgot to mention that she'll be presenting on this live on September 16th at our trade show. So invite your friends to come and hear her there.
Will do.
Thank you, Chris.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Jeannie, that was absolutely fantastic. So glad you're part of this community.
Thank you so much. I appreciate being here, and I appreciate everyone on this call. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming to Tuesday mornings, Relax Teams, Northern New Jersey.
Drew, until the end of the deck.
Oh, this goes too? Geez, I am so bad at this. Okay. So, all right. So Jeannie, thank you. You did awesome. And all right. So who's after Jeannie? Oh gosh, me. All right. So here's the deal. I'm gonna change my card. So I'm gonna go off of something else here. So I'm Drew Duraney, and as the Chief Resilience Officer with Profit Compassion, I offer services that support men to overcome adversity. I help men in multiple ways learn to build trusting relationships so they can turn to each other in times of struggle. I've been through my share of adversity with limited support and guidance. Men need and don't have support systems readily available. They need somebody who has their back. My podcast on overcoming adversity hosts men who have experienced triumph over tragedy and are stronger human beings for it. Those are the men with whom I'd like to speak. Profit Compassion, supporting you to overcome adversity.
Everybody, Chris Lipper from On the Bus, Small Business Owner Coaching. And that's really what we do best, is coach small business owners with our community. I am not a guru, don't want to be a guru, really don't believe in gurus. But what I do believe in is community, where you go somewhere once a month and tell people what you're going to do based on feedback you've gotten by the next month's meeting. And that's an environment that we've created. We have room for 11 members, and that's it. Then we are at capacity. So if you know a small business owner that feels a little stuck, could use a little help, that's a good introduction for me. Start up to 20 million. We have different size buses for different size companies. Chris Lipper, On the Bus, sales training, coaching, consulting, virtual trade shows. But what we really focus on are small business owner coaching.
Randy's not with us today, and neither is George, but Erin is.
Yes. Hey guys, good morning. I'm Erin Myers. I'm a residential real estate agent in New Jersey, and we are starting to see the market shift a little bit. And it's great for buyers. Last week alone, 2 of my buyers had offers accepted. They're on their way to home ownership, both of them first timers. So it's an exciting time. And it's a great time for people that are looking to jump into this market. So if you know anybody or a family member that is renting or looking to make a move into their first home, definitely have them reach out. I'd love to have a chat with them, tell them what I'm seeing, and hold their hand through the process. It could be overwhelming, and I'd be happy to be the one to help them through it. It could be a lot to do, but it could be easy as well. Thank you, guys.
Managing your own social media accounts can be a total pain. It's time-consuming, distracting, and if you're not really good at it, it could ruin your reputation. Relax Social Media takes the stress off your shoulders and lets you focus on what your business does best. We ease your workload by providing high-quality social media management services at an affordable price. Our all-in-one proprietary software streamlines and automates your process. We help you reach your audience with strategies that work to make sure your posts are receiving the engagement they deserve. And you can get all of this in our Platform Plus package, starting at just $99 a month without any contracts. So relax. Stop doing things manually. Start today.
Andrea is not with us today. And Heather also is not here today. Mohammed's here though.
Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Mohammed from USI Insurance. So what I do, actually, I help people and go through their profile, they find the right program for them, help them to mitigate the risk or the exposures so they don't have to file a claim. And if they had to file a claim, we take care of it for them. So that's why you should write through us, because we have a department that's actually fully there for your claims. So you don't have to wait all that time and follow up on your claim. We have people that does that for you. My name is Mohammed. I'm a personal risk specialist. And you can give me a call anytime. Thank you.
Mohammed. David Quick.
All right, David Quick, Total Cover IT, your IT specialist for business. How would you feel if you had a company you can rely on to keep your systems up and running so you can sleep easier at night? That's what we do here at Total Cover. We totally cover your business like a blanket with monitoring, security and protection, on-demand support for both your Mac and PC issues. Good referral from me. Typically, it'd be a professional services firm of 10 to 100 employees. Although no business too big or small, we have clients as small as 1 or 2. And we have our new Total Cover Light program for those solopreneurs, accounting firms, law firms, architectural engineering type firms, all good referrals for us. David Quick, Total Cover IT, where our I is on your T.
Thank you, David. Oscar's on the road today, so he was unable to be with us. Scott's here though.
Good morning, everyone. I am the founder and chief investment officer of the Wealth Management Group. We're a boutique independent investment firm. We focus on 2 areas that are very overlooked by Wall Street, and without focusing and aligning these 2 areas, you are not going to have the success you deserve. One is emotions, other is policy. You can buy the greatest companies in the world, but if they're not in sync with your emotions and policy, you're going to have a big problem. I am hosting a happy hour next week in Clifton, New Jersey. If anyone is interested, we still have a few seats left. Just get in touch with me and I'll let you know. But watch out, because the bear is here and he's hungry.
Kim cannot make it today. She let me know. So, in Relax Tax, we're not really not ready to speak on Relax Tax. We're working on that. Relax Benefits, not ready to talk on that right now, and we don't have any visitors. Sean, Project Scholarship. I do know we're trying to keep this going. This was the heart and soul of stuff that Dennis was doing. And Sean, who's Sam White here, is a product of Project Scholarship, and he's wonderful. So this is something we need to keep going. So we're doing our best to do so. All right, so I guess that's the last slide. So I want to thank everybody for coming. This is a wonderful, wonderful group of people. So if you're out in social media land watching this, we welcome you to come and visit and become part of our team, Relax Teams Northern New Jersey. Have a wonderful, safe, and healthy week. Thanks for coming.